Oh, yeah.
All right, we're live. Artist Talk is live. It's Friday. What is going on, dreamers? Hey, we got a viewer already. How's it going? Hey, for those that don't know who I am, my name is Will, aka the Dreamer. Hey, if you love gear, if you love inspiration, and if you love what you believe in, and if you stand for rock and roll, if you stand for your music, if you stand for your gear, then you're in the right place. And let me tell you something. Welcome to Dreamland Studios. Welcome to Artist Talk. How's it going? My guest today is everybody's favorite working class musician, Mr. Jimmy Franklin. Jimmy, how are you? Welcome to Artist Talk, man.
Dude, with an intro like that, you're really just trying to stroke my ego, man. Like, what is going on? Dude, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for having me on here. It is such an honor to be on here. I've seen some of the people that you've had in the past, and the fact that you asked me I was kind of shocked. So thank you very much.
Well, don't be. You represent exactly the heart of being of following your dreams, following your goal, following your passion in life, and knowing what you love and going for it. And you know something, that I can't see anything better than that. That's great.
Thank you.
Life is too short. Life is too short.
No, you're very right.
You know, life is just some things I'll tell you, but not on camera. But life is too short. So let's get a few things out here today. This stream, as I always say, every stream is dedicated to my PayPal donors. And a big thank you goes to Dimbo of Blade Works. Dim, how's it going? Victoria, Australia, I hope you're safe, brother. Hit me up, let me know what's going on. A very big thank you also goes to Design 39 Media, Eric Broadbent, Music Gear Network. Look it up, people. Look it up, dreamers. And just a few other orders of business here. You could support the show by clicking on my support link in the description box below. Let's work together, people. Let's make this stuff happen, dreamers. Let's help somebody. Let's inspire somebody. Let's help somebody be the best that they could be. Say hi. Our viewers that are watching, say hi in the chat. Say hi in the chat. Introduce yourself. I'd love to know who you are. If you'd like to ask my guest a question today, that would be Jimmy Franklin. You can ask it in the chat, and you will get a shout out. Please share this show, share this stream, share this links with everybody that you know, so that we can help somebody today and help somebody reach their fullest potential in what they love. Thank you for joining me and Jimmy Franklin. And smash that bell notification, hit that subscribe button, so you don't miss anything from yours truly, the Dreamer. So Jimmy Franklin, how is New Jersey?
You know, it's rainy right now. It's rainy, but you know, everything's all good. Everything's all good. How about you? How's everything out there? You're in California
Beautiful.
right now, right?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Yes, I am.
You know, with with everything that's going on with the spread of the virus, I'm not trying to talk about that too much, but right now we have a pretty good situation where we can, talk from across the country about music and still get music out there. With how many shows across the world are being canceled right now, we're very lucky that we could still be on here and still do this. So thank you very much for that.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
So let's break into it. Let's just smash that bell notification. What am I talking about? Let's do it, man. Let's talk about some gear. Let's talk about the band that you're in. Let's talk about some of the venues you play. Let's talk about some gigs coming up. Lay it on me. What's Jimmy Franklin happening in Jimmy Franklin's world?
Okay. This is going to get so extensive that it might sound fake at some point. It might get to that point, okay? So recently, the Working Class Musician channel, as you said, right, has gotten roughly 600 or 700 subscribers in the past month. So I've been trying to up that as much as possible right now. And obviously, I'm going to share this on there. We're going to, hopefully be able to get a lot of crossover there. And the channel's been doing a great job, and I've been really excited about it. Social media has been a huge player right now in ramping up everything, and I've been promoting that as much as possible because I teach online. I do guitar lessons. I've had students in California. I've had students in São Paulo, Brazil. Right now, I've got a couple students in Kansas. I don't know if they're watching right now, but I've had students in Nigeria, parts of Africa. It's really incredible what's possible right now with social media and an online presence. So I've been trying to ramp that up as much as possible so that I could do that more, because I love meeting people. I love talking to people. I love the fact that we're able to be on here and do this right now. It's just a great way to, further the reach and talk gear and talk, about music with people that you wouldn't normally get to talk to. So, but yeah, I've got that going on. I've got the Working Class Musician I'm just trying to pump out videos. I've probably got 10 videos right now that are just being edited. Some of them might not even see the channel, not gonna lie. Some of them might not even see the channel. But I've got that going on, and I'm just trying to keep up with the demand of social media right now. As far as music goes, coming up in April, I play for a wonderfully talented band called Nick Ryan and the Mess. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know.
I sure did.
You see that one on there? Yeah, because I sent you the links to that as well, possibly.
Yes.
Yeah. So Nick Ryan and the Mess is a crazy, just powerhouse of a band that was put together almost by accident. We all came together over the years as, like, I guess the past couple of years, as Nick Ryan, the lead singer, has kind of found each one of us, and now we've got this awesome, just monster lineup of what do they call it? Not
super group.
Yeah, it's a super group. That's it. I forgot what it was. It's a super group. It honestly is. It's the best group of musicians I've ever played with, and not only that, we've really locked in as friends as well, which has been really cool. And and we're looking forward to having our first official music, a first release on April 3rd. We're going to release our track "Waiting," and that's going to be available everywhere. You can pre-order it now on Spotify. It's really awesome. It's kind of cool. It has the sound of New Jersey, but without necessarily sounding like Bruce or Bon Jovi or My Chemical Romance or anything like. It doesn't sound like anything specific. We noticed in the studio that the sound of New Jersey is not anything specific. It's just densely populated music. You know what I mean? it's just dense music, and it's so much. We've got keyboards, we got organs, we got saxophones, we got two guitars, we've got everything. We got our dream rigs being played in there, and then we've got many vocals. We've got gang vocals. It's just and oh, and there's also bass guitar on it. I really hope my bass player is watching this right now, Julian. The not my bass player, the bass player. I'm so used to like having my own projects, and like I got to stop using that terminology, you know. But yeah, so it's just densely populated music, which is pretty cool, I think. So that's what's cooking on as far as new music goes. As far as new music goes, that is what's. Oh wait, did he just comment on there? I gotta use the right terminology. I feel so bad. I'm so used to like we all always say.
Hey, Julia.
Yeah, we all always say my bass player, or my guitar player, or my I get the same thing. People say to me like people that I work for like, oh yeah, my guitar player. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta break that cycle a little bit. It's demeaning, especially to bass players. They don't have much. We gotta give them what we can.
Hey, can't have a band without the rhythm section, man.
Dude, you can't. And it's messed up because Julian specifically, who has just popped up on the screen, is probably my favorite bass player that I've ever gotten to work with. We'll get into a little bit on the other spectrum of my other band, Big Tom and the Guns. We'll get onto that, which is the other side of this spectrum in a little bit, which is not a group of talented individuals, but people love seeing it live kind of thing. How many people do I belong to now?
How many people?
I can count on one hand, I think. Maybe two hands.
Hey, Julian. Welcome to Artist Talk.
Yeah, and no joke, it's really crazy how he fills. He is just a wonderful, wonderful musician, and he's a bass player through and through that understands the role. And it's really hard to find that sometimes, people that understand and work their role. Like, I understand what my job is. I know that I'm there to shred at times, and I know I'm there as a live tool to be energetic as hell. So it's one of my big things is my live show. That's what that comes down to with that band. I think we've really kind of gotten onto something good. We're working on getting a new keyboard player right now, and we're going to be going back in the studio. We're releasing Waiting. Shortly after that, we're going to be releasing another track, and then we've got two more tracks that we are currently in the studio putting together, and
Wonderful.
then those will all be released individually as well to make
Wonderful.
one big EP. And then hopefully we can just keep releasing music and releasing EPs and just putting out good music. We've, assuming we don't have to cancel a lot of gigs, you will see us out there not only as an original act, but as a tribute act. Not a tribute act, as a cover act. We play anywhere, anytime. Music is our language. We just like playing music, whether it's, I don't personally like to use the terms like cover band or original band. It's just be a band. Right? Am I crazy for saying that?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand, I mean, your bass player's here now, Julian. I'll tell you what, I learned something a long time ago. Bass players and drummers, when you get that right synergy going on,
oh, it's nothing better.
That just fills, I know that the right rhythm section just fills your heart. It fills your soul. It just makes you just you're like, okay, I want to be good, and it just makes you want to move and groove and
If that's locked in, everything's
vibe.
locked in. It's huge.
Nothing.
James Brown, man. James Brown.
Oh.
You know, any of the rhythm sections of some of the biggest artists of all time. Michael Jackson. Actually, James Brown's bass player is from a town over. It lives in a town over from us here, and I've gotten a chance to sit down, talk with him, hang out, and just and play even together, which has been really, really awesome. He's a good dude, but a lot of what James Brown put out, a lot of that music really is just locked in between T.M. Stevens, the bass player, and the drummer. It's a lot of that comes from that big pounding, locked in rhythm section, like you were saying.
It just moves you, you know.
Yeah.
It just, when I'm listening, I'm a fan first and foremost. And when I'm listening to bands or when I'm watching a video on YouTube and they have that tight, punchy,
bottom end,
groovy, bump and rhythm section, it just makes me just smile, just like, man, I want to get up and get motivated. You know?
Yeah, man, dude, it's so crazy. It blows my mind because like I got my guitar rigged up right now, so I could do a little playing every now and then, obviously.
Yes, absolutely. I'd like to hear that.
But like you think about like those funk bands, right? And just that like that. Like that coming in, and just those little like those just little things that just make you move and make you dance that weren't crazy shredding solos ever. You know, you can make people move a lot more simply than shredding solos or playing really crazy fast lines. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with not T.M. Stevens, Victor Wooten, the bass player?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, so Victor Wooten had a great clinic that he did where he was talking about how he can do all sorts of, crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
He can do all that crazy slap stuff all he wants. But the second that this starts playing, everyone just starts smiling. It doesn't matter, there's a certain point where it doesn't matter how many crazy notes you're doing, but that second, right?
Check it out, dreamers.
Oh, dude, it changes everything, man. Once you realize that, you don't need 1,000 notes to change the world.
No, you don't.
You know?
No, you don't.
You really don't. Rocking in the free world is 3 chords, and it just says, keep on rocking in the free world for what feels like 9 minutes straight.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's all you need. And that's the cool thing about something like what we're doing with Nick Ryan is that we're not throwing crazy long solos in, like live, don't get me wrong, we jam out a bit, and it's really fun to be able to do because these musicians speak music so well in this band that we get a chance to exercise it. Sometimes Julian has a bass solo. It exists, I promise. It does sometimes. He's good. But we just get such a great opportunity to speak music on stage with each other and have the conversation where we're not sitting there thinking to ourselves, okay, E chord, E chord, E chord, E chord, D chord, D, that's not what we're thinking. We're thinking, we're just thinking communicate to one another, which is the most I said once. Julian had a bass solo once. Whatever. It happens on occasion, I promise. I owe you a bass solo now, Julian. Oh, God. Oh, God. So, but
It's all good.
it is. But that's the cool thing about with what we're doing with Nick Ryan is even though we all can, doesn't mean we all always have to. Doesn't just because we can rip crazy things doesn't mean we always have to. And there are times where we all will rip and do some of the craziest things ever. But we don't have to. We don't do it on the records. We keep that all straightforward, keep the music going, keep the point there. 4 bars. Yes, that's all, dude. I mean, this, Julian, your bass solo just has to be this. And then we're back into the song because everyone will think that's the greatest bass solo ever. That's all we need. You know? So we'll get into more of my favorite bands in a second, but that's the story with Nick Ryan and the Mess. Is that we are very straightforward. I'm kind of using the social media of Working Class Musician. Obviously, I'm on the world of TikTok and Instagram, and I'm using those to all build my own presence so that all of those get built up with me, because I've been in situations a million times where I've promoted just one thing, and then it's crumbled, the band has crumbled, and all of that went to waste, and you got to try and funnel all of those people over to another platform. So I don't love doing that. That's why I love keeping everyone in the same kind of loop and building us all up together. And Nick Ryan and the Mess is one of those things that I hold near and dear to my heart because it is a damn mess. It's not just a clever name. It is a mess, and it's so much fun to make the mess that we make. You mentioned before we came on that picture of us in front of the American flag.
That's wonderful.
Well, so and you had said to me, you're like, how did you get the lights to do that? Let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
That picture is of us standing on the bar of the venue called the Asbury Lanes.
That's beautiful.
And so we get out there and we climb on the bar. We do this at any venue that has a bar. And it has almost gotten us in a lot of trouble, let me tell you. And I've got scars from climbing on bars, bro. I've got, from hitting my head on things, from hitting my arms and stuff like that. I legitimately have scars from doing this. But we had played the Asbury Lanes a little while ago, and we got up on the bar, the main bar in the venue, and security immediately, was around the bar. But you could see cameras out. And, of course, security is sitting there in a conundrum because they don't want to get filmed and put on social media tackling people off the bar. So we ended up being able to go through it. Now that's months ago. It's probably 6 months ago. Yeah. And this is with Nick Ryan and the Mess, and we're getting up on the bars. We're playing behind our head. We never ask permission to do this. It's just one of those things that has to be done for the show. And
beautiful.
Oh, and so now we go back there and we're playing, and security pulls us aside after our sound check, which now keep in mind, we're filming a music video during sound check. Security comes up to us and pulls us aside and says, listen, we know what you're going to do. You can't stand on the bar. They were like, if you get on the bar, we will tear you down. So the lighting girl had already, she's such a great lighting designer. She had already designed the lights to follow us off the stage to the bar because she knew what we were going to do. So they made a deal that we could stand on the less packed bar for safety issues. And we could stand in front of the giant American flag, and they fixed the lights to follow us off the stage over to the bar. And they set up stairs for us to get up there for this one. It was the first time that they ever did that. But so it's funny because when they, the first reaction I had was, you know what we're going to do? That means people have been talking about us. So that's a good thing. We like to push the envelope a little bit. And at that point, we will shred.
That's cool. That's cool. So, what I'm picturing all of this in my head as you're talking about this, and I'm like going, man, I wish I was there.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it was,
Sitting at the bar.
dude. It's so crazy because it wasn't an overly packed night because obviously things are crazy right now, so everything's kind of iffy. But it was a very attentive and strong crowd for how many people were there. People were very into it, and they were just fixated the whole time. It was amazing. And then we filmed a music video live during it. So we filmed our
That's
sound check.
perfect.
Yeah, and so we had a very attentive crowd, and we ended up having a great lighting show because the lighting designer Mary is absolutely wonderful, and she just made everything just perfect. It was so much fun. So that was that show.
Well, the what I wanted to ask you, yeah, sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah.
The what I wanted to ask you is to ask you about gear. So
Yeah,
lay it
buddy.
on me.
Oh, let's
Gear,
talk
gear.
about that. Let's talk gear.
Let's talk gear.
So now, first, what do you want to talk? Live rig right now? You want to go live?
Yeah,
rig
let's
first?
talk about live rig first.
Oh my god, because it's my favorite rig of all time. You might have seen my video on my YouTube channel. It's where I do the Line 6 pod, not Line 6 pod, Jesus Christ. My Line 6 Helix into my pedal baby, which not only is my live rig, but quite frankly, it is my all the time rig. It's what I'm running right here behind me.
Mm-hmm.
You have a front row seat right now to my live rig. It's not a joke. That's what I run all the time. Any band that I'm playing in, it's the greatest rig ever. I have.
That is sweet.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is, right now, guitars aside, which is another thing we'll talk about.
No,
Right now,
definitely.
I am running a Line 6 Helix
Okay.
into the front of just a Pedal Baby 100, which is just a power amp, as you could see right behind me somewhere. Yeah,
Yes.
that orange light is
Yes.
it's just a power amp. It's just somewhere for sound to go in and be amplified. It's got no EQ on it except for a little bit of bass and treble adjustment for the room, so you have a little bit of adjustment, but it's not actually a dedicated preamp. It's just a power amp with a volume knob. You plug right into it, and you can plug. It's 100 watts, and you can plug right into two cabs. You can power
Amazing.
back with this thing, and
Amazing.
it all fits. It's about this big, and it fits into the front of my Helix bag. I can carry my Helix and the pedal baby together, and I've got my full rig. And if I don't want to run that, my backup plan, say something goes down, my backup is to run the Helix directly into the PA system because it has cab modeling in it. So it's an amp modeler. So I'll just model my amps. And the best part is that I've been running Orange gear for so long and I love it so much that even my cab and amp simulators are Orange amps. Like my fake amps are even Orange amps, In the Line 6 Helix, they call it the Mandarin 80.
Yeah.
The Mandarin Orange, So I've been running that, and I can talk about all the wonderful uses for my Line 6 Helix all day. I do everything with it. I am just it's perfect, and you just run the amps right, and you run. I just run these amp models directly into the front of the pedal baby, and it becomes any amp that I ever wanted. So that's my live rig, and it's just a simple rig. You see these guys like touring around to small venues, and they have these massive, they're playing like Marshall JCM 800s, and that were their uncles from the 80s into giant cabs, and there's just no room for that anymore, man. The world, we're getting down to more power from smaller things. And it's so great. I've got 100 watts of headroom. I've got, right now, this is my archetype. Oh, wait. Listen, check this out. This is my Hold on, let me get this in here. Let me see if I can get it. Can you hear that okay?
That sounded great.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Oh, dude, full blown, like, you can do anything with that tone right there. That's the archetype setting actually in there that is very reminiscent of like your modern shred guys.
Yeah.
But, obviously those guys came from the world of Zakk Wylde and the world of, of Randy Rhoads and stuff like that. So you get those Zakk Wylde pinch harmonics if I still want. Wait, let me get one. There we go.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. There we go. Yeah, man. And so that's my live rig. And as far as guitars go, depending on the band, I've got two Ibanez AZs, as you see right here. I'm hoping to make some sort of deal with Ibanez that I can, rep them almost exclusively. But I also have my Flying V, which if I were to get a guitar deal, right? If I were to get a guitar deal from someone and they said I can't play my Flying V, I have to only play them, I would probably not take the deal. Because I end up finding myself playing the Flying V more just because of the sound. Like this I have to teach on because it's so comfortable, and I do a lot of recording on this because it's so versatile. Oh, yeah, buddy. There we go. Why didn't you do that sooner? What is wrong with you? I've been sitting here with the guitar since before we went live, and now you do this? Oh, man. You're holding out on me, dude? This is ridiculous. Jesus Christ. I thought you had my back. Oh, man. So now, naturally, so I teach on this thing. I teach on this, which is my beautiful Ibanez AZ, which there's a review for.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Dreamers.
Man. Yeah, this is one of the greatest pieces that I own.
Sorry, Jimmy, what kind of pickups are those?
Oh, man. So these are... Wait, why did I go out again? Wait, bring me back out. I'll get close to the camera. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's hot. So the pickups in this, I don't know how much you know about the Ibanez AZ line, but they made these pickups. Seymour Duncan made these pickups specifically for the AZ line. They're called the Hyperion pickups.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, and they're strictly made in the Ibanez for the Ibanez AZ line. They're not available anywhere else. I don't think you can even buy them on Seymour Duncan's website. Yeah, and then it's got an incredible. This one is an alder body.
Yes.
I want to say. Yeah, and there's no maple cap or anything on it. It's got an alder body. The other one I have is basswood, I believe, with a maple cap on it. And then you've got a Godo. You got Godo hardware all over the place, like a Godo 510 here, and then you've got these amazing Godo locking tuners that are not Godo branded. They are 100% original from the factory. But they lock in the front, and not only that, but they have adjustable height posts so that you can get optimal string tension off of the neck.
I notice something hanging out on your headstock.
Oh, this? My tuner?
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah, buddy! Yeah, that's the best, dude. You can't go wrong with one of these. I keep those as a backup pretty much everywhere because I have a tuner in the Helix. But if I'm live and I'm like just happen to be away from the Helix or off stage or something like that, I'll always use this. It doesn't get interfered with stage volume badly. It's really great. It's pretty cool. Big like here. Oh, yeah, buddy. Wait, who is that? Frozen Fury. Keep being awesome, everyone. Wait, what kind of guitar is he playing? Is he playing an LTD in this? Okay, so ask him if he ask him Frozen Fury. I want to know if he likes Ibanez guitars as well.
Oh, Fury, yeah. Do you like Ibanez guitars, or are you playing LTD?
Yeah,
Comment in the box.
I want to know what he's doing because he obviously is liking this. So does he have an Ibanez? Because I've become an Ibanez connoisseur over the past year. I was always so into Gibsons and things like that, but I didn't realize how great the world of Ibanez could be. You know, they are extremely innovative and extremely they're just top of the line. They're just unbelievable quality. They want to put out pieces of gear that are suitable for working class musicians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we move on here where
I love that name.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
It's just it's what it is, It's the name of the game. It's the job, and it's just figuring out how to be a working musician. You don't need to have a massive record contract nowadays to be a working musician.
No.
And that's not a new thing. Let's just put that out there right now. That's not a new concept. Because have you been a fan of The Offspring?
Yeah, Noodles, sure.
Oh yeah, man. So now Offspring, keep in mind, it was unheard of. My favorite guitars. Yeah, buddy. Wait. That's just unfair. So you just named every guitar brand and said that is your favorite brand. Yeah, me too. So the cool thing now. So get back to the Offspring. The Offspring's
right on, Fury.
The Offspring's coolest. The coolest thing about Offspring at the time was that they weren't signed when they got big. They were in the 90s, 1994, I think it was, or 95, 96, around there. They released a record independently that got them, a gold record, or not, it's not a platinum record. That was unheard of at the time, but that went to show you, that kind of paved the way for the world we're living in now, inadvertently, where people realized that what they could do on their own. No, I left out Jackson Epiphone. Oh, you cheater. You left out Epiphone? Whatever. Oh, yeah, me too. I thought that was just coupled in with Gibson, bro. But you can't tell me if you love ESPs, LTDs, and Ibanez, you can't tell me you don't love Jackson at some point. Yeah.
What about Paul Reed Smith? The new PRS SEs that came out at NAMM show this year? Pretty sharp.
I didn't see I did see the SEs. I didn't see, now here's my question. I didn't see the S2s yet.
Oh, I haven't seen them.
Because the S2 line a couple years ago came out with big promises to be like a cheaper American-made model. And they were doing a good job, but things like this have come in and really put kind of like a fire under the asses of Paul Reed Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And things like this, you can't, this comes with a roasted maple neck, right? That's something that working musicians die for, because the point of a roasted maple neck is nothing about really sound quality. They roast the wood to make it harder, to take out all the moisture, so that the necks don't bow in different climates. So it stays stable. Some companies, the more modern shred guitars like Strandberg and Kiesel, will do roasted maple with carbon fiber rods running through. Another company that does that is Charvel, and they've been doing it since before it was cool. So they were kind of the trendsetter there in a lot of ways, specifically with the carbon fiber rods running through the neck, which is absolutely brilliant. Jacksons are good, but the action doesn't cut it for me, and PRS are good, but the tone is not. Yes, I agree on the tone.
Keep going back to LTD or ESP or Ibanez.
Yeah, I agree
Wow,
with
Fury.
I agree with Fury on the fact that PRS. The cool thing is that PRS climbed their way to the top of the American Big Four
Mm-hmm.
because they are because they're different. You can't buy a PRS and expect to be a Les Paul or a
Well, no, they never have been.
They haven't. They wanted to be an improvement on the Les Paul, and they did it on their own. And they have made such great, just wonderful sounds throughout history. You listen to anything Santana has ever done, I could sit here, and play Santana licks, but it's not going to sound like it's not going to sound like a PRS. It will never sound like a PRS.
Mm-mm.
I can get close. There's no doubt. But also, obviously, we were saying offline, it doesn't just have to do with the gear. It also has to do with, these as well. It's in the fingers. But Paul Reed Smith, the Big Four, for anyone that's watching this that doesn't know what I'm talking about by the Big Four, it's Gretsch, Fender, Gibson, and Paul Reed Smith. Those are the American Big Four, right? Everything else kind of is just owned by one of those companies, is it not?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like if you say Charvel, Fender owns Charvel. If you say Kramer, Gibson owns Kramer. If you say Epiphone, Epiphone is owned by Gibson. If you say, any of these other smaller brands. And Ibanez really is the only... Oh, Jackson is also owned by Fender, obviously. Ibanez is really one of the only standalone, companies that is big in America that's not American made, Everything's Japan, Indonesia stuff.
Well, I'll tell you the company, Jimmy, that really, really, really surprised me. I mean, when I saw the 2020 line of PRS SEs, I was really blown away by it.
See, I don't know much about the specs on them, but I do know
pretty amazing.
I know that they look better than ever.
But they have bone nuts.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Really? On the SEs, they have bone nuts?
Now they do.
And that's what this is.
I'm telling you. And I just went, wait a minute. Now, I remember when the PRS S2s came out, I saw one up close and personal, and I thought, oh, this might be something here. And then I saw the CE line.
Yeah.
And the CE line is made in the factory in the United States.
Yes. Yeah.
But
so is the S2.
Mm-hmm. But when the 2020 line of the SE came out, and I started talking to some past guests that I've had on my shows, and I know one person that has a $6,000 USA custom 24 10 top.
Oh,
and
talk slower.
With the Floyd Rose. Floyd Rose. And I was talking to him about his guitar. He showed me his guitar, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I need to step up my game.
Oh, no. I got to tell you, they're beautiful to look at, but yeah.
I was like, whoa. But then he told me, he said, I played an SE, PRS, Paul Reed Smith SE, with a Floyd Rose, and I compared it to this, what he was holding, and he liked the SE better.
I believe it. Well,
I was like, what?
Well, yeah, the thing is that I feel like these companies have to pay more attention to detail on the lower end lines where people are more likely to buy them. Because if you have like a $6,000 Paul Reed Smith, it's so good looking that people can just buy them and hang them on their wall, and people are going to like them no matter what. They have all the amenities that make a Paul Reed Smith wonderful already, right? It's already guaranteed to be a wonderful feeling piece of gear. But if you don't, from a business perspective, I guess, if you don't make the lower end models equally as nice feeling as the higher end models, no one's gonna ever want to graduate to your higher end models. You know, you got to get them in early. That's like I have a Ibanez Roadstar 2 that from when I was a kid that I actually inherited, and I loved so many things about it when I was young that when it came to me switching over to playing Ibanez almost exclusively now, I didn't even hesitate. Like I was always a Gibson guy and stuff like that, and I had Jacksons and Charvels. When I was in the Great Rock and Roll Time Machine, I was doing Jacksons. I was doing Jackson Charvel exclusively. That was my big thing. And then for the 70s portion, I was doing Les Pauls. Yeah, the big four: Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax.
Yeah.
Hey, Frozen Fury said hey to Julian. Oh, wait, I don't even know how to play that riff.
I don't like PRS Floyd Rose Fury says they are fixed. I'm more of a Dimebags divide. Yeah, it's just all in the well. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, and so this has a floating bridge actually, and this is a wonderful. I don't know what they did. It's got titanium saddles. It's got.
I'm gonna bring that up close. I really love to check this out. Titanium saddle.
Titanium saddles. It's got a big old block in the back. Like you could see the block probably through. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
It's huge, man. And I mean, just look at the lines on the back of this thing. If I can get it in focus here. Wait, focus.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. Anyway, so it's got really great qualities about this bridge, and it's got a bone nut and the locking tuners. And between all that, and not only that, but they've minimized the amount of friction by only having one string tree. What was that?
I was just saying thank you, Fury. Strings have been breaking because
of scratches on the saddle. Okay, if you need new locking tuners, that could work. But also, try before. I mean, not locking tuners. If you need new saddles, might just need a new bridge at that point. But hey, bring me out. There we go. Try Fury. Try just rubbing a pencil when you change your strings next time. Rub a pencil in the saddles. The graphite helps the friction. So that might help. Might be able to polish down those scratches also. But I do it all the time on everything. You can actually see, you can't see it. The nut on this guitar is a little bit dirty because I actually put pencil in the groove of the bone nut to reduce that friction as well.
Now, you were saying that's a bone nut?
It is a bone nut. The way they say it, ready? The way they say it, don't laugh. This is a try not to laugh, okay? It is an oil-impregnated bone nut.
Well,
I feel like they could have said that so many better ways.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's an oil-impregnated bone nut. There's a lot of innuendos there, but, it's a...
Well, it's true, though.
But it is. And it's wonderful. It's self-lubricating as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Julian is laughing at this right now, I'm sure. He says wait, I want to know where but before we get any further, Frozen Fury, where are you from? Let's wait for him to say something. Is he typing? I don't know. I can't say anything.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah, wait for it. LOL. That's not a place.
Wait a minute.
Wait, go back. I want to see that real quick.
Oh, Julian.
Yeah, Julian. I do the same with my basses.
Same here.
Regular.
Same with my bass.
Yeah.
A regular pencil.
Yeah. It's sort of like the premise for the Graphtec nut. It's exactly it. And I got to tell you, I've used GraphTech nuts, and they are awesome. I don't know which one I like better, whether Bone or GraphTech. The only reason I say that is because with a guitar like this that you're playing all the time, these thicker strings, if you're doing like super like any sort of crazy bends, all that kind of stuff, you're gonna wear away a Bone nut if you don't have things like locking tuners or something set, because it will just rip a hole through the nut. I never would have thought of that. We'll note it down. Thank you, Jimmy Franklin. You are very, very welcome. But he also, where's he from? He didn't answer that yet.
Yeah, where are you from, Fury?
Yeah, where are you from, Fury?
So tell me, what other guitars you have, Jimmy?
Anyone who wants to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube on Working Class Musician will know and will see that my main rig right now is 2 Ibanez AZs and my Flying V. Oh, I'm from U.S. Texas. Oh,
that's
Texas.
Right.
That's awesome. Dude, I love Texas. It's one of my favorite places. I used to tour down there every year for South by Southwest. We used to go, actually, one of our biggest touring mistakes with a band that I was touring with at the time. We had a group of 4 bands. They were all so awesome. We had like a convoy of vans. We were just packed in like sardines. People keep bringing up TikTok. I need to check that out. Yeah, you do. It's a lot of fun. It is epic. South by Southwest. We used to do like 3 shows in a day at South by Southwest. We had so many good times there, man. One year, we went down to Texas, and we made the mistake of, we were playing in Austin.
No.
We were playing in Dallas, like Fort Worth, I guess. That's kind of close. We were playing in Corpus Christi. And we also were playing, I wish I could remember. There's one other place we were playing. But the problem was, we didn't realize, because we're from New Jersey, where if you drive, you could drive 45 minutes away and be out of New Jersey. Mm-hmm. We didn't realize that in Texas, in Austin, you can drive 5 hours in every direction and still be in Texas. Mm-hmm. We didn't realize that. It's something like 30 New Jerseys fit in Texas or something like that. So us not realizing this, yeah, Dallas Fort Worth, yeah, exactly. So that he understands. We didn't realize. We posted up. We get to Austin and we booked our hotel to just be in Austin, and we would drive to all the other places every day of the show. So
amazing.
Oh no, it was a terrible idea. We got there and we realized that Corpus Christi was 5 hours away. We realized that Fort Worth was like 3.5 hours away. So every show that we had to drive to, and we would, like, for example, we had to leave at noon one day to get to our show in time for sound check, and then we got done. So there were shows we were getting done at 2 a.m. that we're now driving 5 hours back from Corpus Christi to Austin. Mm-hmm. It was ridiculous. But I got to tell you, people are really nice in Corpus Christi, and we had a lot of good times down there. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I love Texas either way.
So what's your favorite city, state, province that you've toured in?
Okay. Texas, I'm going to put up there as like probably top tier. I think everyone was, as far as the people and the venues, everything was really great. It's tough though, because like I live near New York, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like we have it's a really great scene, but it could be like really terrible at the same time. And I've experienced both sides of it. I've experienced the best of it and the worst of it. So I really do. I do like New York. I can't argue that. Philly is awesome, and that's like those are things that are close to me because like New Jersey, we're so lucky to have New York and and Philly so close. We're so lucky when it comes to that. Hey guys, got to duck out for a business call. Really enjoy the stream chatting with everybody. We'll watch the remainder once I'm free again. Julian, I love you, buddy. I'll talk to you in a little while.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, man. I love, Texas is up there. I do got to tell you also, oh yeah, most people are nice in Texas with Southern hospitality. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we've always been very, people down there have always been very hospitable. Oh, you know what else? Speaking of hospitality, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Dude, that one of my favorite places is Hot Springs, Arkansas. You want to talk about some awesome American history? If anyone just gets a chance to go through there, it's just great. And they have this local, local festival called Valley of the Vapors. VOV, as they call it. And that's the hand sign they do. Valley of the Vapors is wonderful in that it's a local festival, but they have some huge names on it. And there was one band from California called Royal Heist. Yeah, I think Royal Heist was their name. And we used to book our tours at the same time to Austin, and they would go out of their way to go to Valley of the Vapors, and we'd meet up with them there, and we would just happen to like end up going to Texas. We never see each other in Texas because there was such a, massive craziness. But we would have a great time with those dudes, and it's so funny because it was a big, okay, had to look this up again. East to west, all of Texas is 11 hour and 21 minute drive with no traffic. Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Fury.
that was really cool. In general, the Hot Springs, Arkansas was one of the coolest, oddest places you can get to. It's got so much amazing history between its mob history and Al Capone, and it's got Babe Ruth. Like I don't know if you know this, but they would hold baseball would hold their preseason there. So basically, all of the baseball players would go down there and would party their butts off for a night, and then they would go to the hot springs the next day because it's not just a clever name. There are all these natural springs. They would go and they would detox, and then they would start preseason. And historically, Babe Ruth hit his furthest home run ever there. That was off the record.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then not to mention they have this awesome music festival that happens once a year called Valley of the Vapors. That's where I met a band by the name of P. Lander Z.
P. Lander Z.
Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Okay, it's PEELANDER dash letter Z or Z for anyone in the in Australia or the UK. They're an amazing Japanese punk band that lives in Brooklyn, but they've got these like superhero characters in this amazing live show. Yeah, Babe Ruth is a legend, and that's
definitely.
Yeah. So it's really cool. You got to check out P. Lander Z. The first time I ever met them was there, and then of course I see them around here all the time. They're coming to a local place by me called the Brighton Bar, and they should be at least. If everything goes well. Now, that being said, Brighton Bar, let me move on over. I also own 2, soon to be 3 Gibson Explorers.
Oh, do you have those around?
No, I don't. Hold on, wait, I might have one of them. Let me check. Hold on,
I'd love to see it.
Hold on, I don't want to hold you guys too long, but if I do, I'll pull one out.
So just a quick follow-up. You could follow Guitar Streaming 352 on Facebook. You could follow Guitar Streaming 352 on Twitter, KingWill777, and now you can find Guitar Streaming 352 on Instagram. And if you like my content, you could also find Guitar Streaming 352 on PayPal. And please consider subscribing. You don't want to miss out what's coming up in the next couple of weeks from Guitar Streaming 352. Thank you, Jimmy.
Of course, man. So check this out. This is actually not a Gibson. This is an Epiphone. And there's my there's the Epiphone headstock right there. This thing is my beater in a way. Like, we use these as backup guitars for my band Big Tom and the Guns. And we play only Explorers, and we play only matching Explorers. That band, Big Tom and the Guns, is one of the most important bands that I play in because it's just a band of all my best friends, like, since we were kids. And we just do it for fun and have a great time playing together. And that's, we're lucky because the band started as a joke, and the joke caught on really, really well.
Wow.
And now, yeah, we got on metalsucks.net. You can find our music video for Loaded Gun on there from a couple years ago. Like, you could tell that it started as a joke, and then people loved it. I'm not kidding. Around here, we sell out rooms around here. It's not like we're some massive entity, but the fact that we're able to bring crowds like this on such a stupid band is so much fun. And we're very reminiscent of, like, some of our favorite bands. Like, my favorite band of all time is Twisted Sister. So we're very reminiscent of, bands like that.
Absolutely.
And like JJ French used to play Explorers. Think about all the great bands that played Explorers. It's one of the most iconic guitars of all times.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I love these. And I got another one that is not here right now. It's getting set up, I believe. Yeah, it's getting set up for sure. So this is my Epi that I use as like a backup. And yeah, man, we're going to be working on Big Tom and the Gun stuff because not only, check this out, not only is Big Tom and the Guns going to be releasing some more videos, but Big Tom and the Guns, locally, there's a venue called the Brighton Bar, right? And we kind of cut our teeth and made our name there and got a lot of our popularity. We throw one of the biggest local shows of the year is where we throw it at the Brighton Bar. Actually, I'm wearing a Big Tom and the Gun shirt right now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and all my guitar picks, you can see, like, I have the skull on it. I'll even go as far to say I have the skull tattooed on me.
Oh, look at that.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, dude. So I even have it, like, it's that band, like, I was talking earlier about Nick Ryan and the Mess, but Big Tom and the Guns since it's, like I said, it's like my band of best friends, it means more to me than just a band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about my group of friends and the people that I grew up with, and that's where I get my music taste from. What's up, Cutter Savage?
Cutter, man, you made it. It's good to see you, brother. Meet Jimmy Franklin.
What's up, Cutter Savage?
How's it going, Cutter, man? I'm really glad you made it. I was going to message you last night. Thank you very much for being here today, Cutter.
So ultimately, Big Tom and the Guns is where, like I said, we started out as a joke. The joke caught on really well. We've gotten to open up for some really great acts, such as like Faster Pussycat. Dudes!
Yeah, Faster Pussycat.
We opened for Faster Pussycat. We've opened for the Super Suckers, which is really awesome. We've done some really great stuff, and now we've been headlining shows and bringing in really good crowds. And we're actually, the Brighton Bar has a wall of fame in it, and guys like Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi are on there, and
wow,
and all sorts of other people that have played there before. And I'm happy to announce officially right now, it's the first public announcement that Big Tom and the Guns is going to be inducted to the Wall of Fame at the Brighton Bar in June.
That is cool, man.
Yeah.
That is cool. Cutter, what do you think of that, dude?
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
How inspiring is this, Cutter? How inspiring is this?
It's
wonderful.
Yeah, and that's
wonderful,
just, no, I'm not kidding, dude. That's a band of people that will tell you they're not musicians. My bass player, my drummer, and my singer will all say to you, "No, Jim's the only musician in the band."
Wow.
Because we just have fun doing it. They don't realize how talented they actually are. So they don't even consider themselves musicians. So if a group of people can get that far and sell out rooms and get put on walls of fame without calling themselves musicians, imagine what you can do. Imagine what everyone else out there can do who's like grinding, you know? That's why I'm out there. Like, that's why I still love, playing and teaching and grinding with other bands, because I love doing this, you know? Oh, geez, I messed that up. It's one of my warm-ups. Yeah, it's one of my little things. But so that's the long and short of it with Big Tom and the Guns. Yeah, Cutter Savage, what do you want to hear?
Most of the really great musicians are really humble.
Oh, I must be a terrible musician then. No, it is true. I'm very thankful for the fact that I get to play with all these awesome bands and these awesome people, and my best friends, the band of best friends. Big Tom and the Guns just played this crazy venue the other day. We had a great turnout, about a crowd of 200, and we just tore the roof off the place. We played for hours straight, and we're really lucky because we're very booked for the summer. Nick Ryan is very booked for the summer.
I'm sorry to cut you. You gotta check this out.
Just
Go for it.
You want to hear something? Let's see.
Yeah, what you got?
Let me see if I can move this out of the way and get a little bit better.
There you go, Jay. Yeah.
I don't know. Did that sound good? Did I do a good job? I don't like.
That was cool. That was cool.
Sounds great.
Fury says sounds good. Cutter said, yeah, sounds awesome. Killer, dude.
Cool, man. Cool.
All right, Cutter.
Poke on the Water.
Poke on the Water was my first song.
My first one was. That was my first song. My neighbor taught it to me, actually, and that was my first one. And then I spent most of my time teaching myself, honestly, for years. And again, if I could teach myself how to play guitar, anyone out there can do this. You know what I mean? I've got. Let's see. You want to hear something really cool? I don't know to pick up on this. Let me see if I can get this going real quick. I'm going to move this a little bit closer for you. So I can
cool, man.
do something a little bit more fancy.
Cutter Savage says, I agree, man. And Fury says, my first song was Cannon Rock by Jerry C. Cutter says, oh, dang, dude, nice one, man. Yeah, Cannon Rock's a good song, Fury. Real good tune. Real good tune. Solid tune. So just to throw it out there for everybody in the chat room right now, I have another series that I started called the Dreamer Goes Screencasting, that's also on my channel, and I've only been doing it for about 2 weeks, but it's starting to take off, and every week I post a new website, a concert. My series is called The Dreamer Goes Screencasting. And basically, I love to record on screen, record my monitor, and have my webcam on. And just so I could give, what I'm trying to do, Dreamers, is I'm trying to build a more interactive, personal approach and let more of everybody into my world, into the world of the Dreamer, into the world of Dreamland Studios, into the world of Guitars Dreaming 352. So I started this new series, Screencasting, The Dreamer Goes Screencasting. And this is the third week, only my third episode that I'll be doing today and posting on my channel this weekend.
Nice.
But I'm hoping that, that I'm basically opening myself up to everybody, saying, hey, this is me, check it out. And I'm trying to keep this, trying to add a real personal touch to this. Because being an artist, being a guitarist, I like to try to use my inspirations and the things that make me smile. I want to share with everybody, and I want, because I know how I feel while I'm doing it, I want to give that feeling out and pass that positive energy out to everybody. And I'm hoping that the Dreamer Goes Screencasting as well as Artist Talk will be able to do that.
Hell yeah, man! And hey, keep fighting the good fight, and that's all it comes down to. As long as you have, we all have the power. Like, we really all do have the power to make people's day brighter.
Yes.
And as long as you're out there on a positive note doing this exactly like you said, like, spread the positivity, spread the love of this, it will be taken very well.
It's important.
Check this out. Ready? I just rigged this up.
Go for it.
You ready for this? I don't know if you've ever heard. I have an awesome setting on here called the Trooper. Ready?
Yeah.
Can you hear that? Do you need more?
Yeah. That's a Helix harmonizer.
Yeah, man. Let me see if I can get a little bit more of that out. So there we go. Right? That's the cool thing is, though, what I'm using that for is to practice all over the neck now, because like you use the harmonizer, everything sounds better and it sounds less boring. If you're sitting there practicing arpeggios or something and you just want to you're sitting there all day. We've been there 1,000 times where it's like, it's the most annoying thing in the world to do that. But now, it sounds a lot better when you play nice and slow. That was a bad note.
There you go.
Problem is that you can only play in the key of G with this harmonizer, because the cable's in my way.
Beautiful.
Oh, God. I love this thing. I love it so much. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about.
Beautiful.
if you do stuff like that, it almost sounds like Racer X. If you do, you put a harmony on like that.
Paul Gilbert.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The other guy though, Boulez, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's his first name? Bob? No. I forget.
Oh, who replaced Paul Gilbert?
No, the other guitar. Wasn't there another guitar player?
In Racer X?
Yeah, there was another guitar player at one point. Maybe it was replaced Paul Gilbert. I don't know much on the history. I just like the tunes. You know what I mean? Oh, Cutter Savage. This is my Line 6 Helix. There's a twin harmonizer setting in it. And you could set it to whatever harmony you want. And I use it for a couple different things. When we do Big Time on the Guns, we have our own version since we're in New Jersey. We do our own version of Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen. And I use the harmonizer on it for that main riff, which is pretty cool. That's a lot of fun. Let's see.
All right.
Actually, are you a fan of Steel Panther?
Yeah, Satchel.
Yeah, dude. Well, so Satchel is just like an unreal guitar player. He's so good. And
as a matter of fact, Russ.
Yeah, Russ.
That's his real name, Russ.
Yeah.
He used to be in Fight.
Yeah.
With the metal god, Rob Halford.
Yeah. He was in Fight, and he worked with Paul Gilbert. So, like, someone mentioned one day that this sounded like a Paul Gilbert or the other guy, Boulez. They said it sounded like a kind of riff like his. Meanwhile, I ripped that kind of idea from something Satchel did. And so he worked with Paul Gilbert, so that means inadvertently, from Racer X, I've gotten those, Yeah. So it's those kind of ideas that have been are really great. I love using the harmonizer, and I just like harmony in general. It just changes everything. It just sounds better. It makes you realize how great music is. Instead of just playing super fast all the time, you can play super easy licks that just sound beautiful in harmony, You play super easy riffs that they sound so much better when they're harmonized.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make you want to shred. It makes you want to play nice and slow and melodic.
Mm-hmm.
However, don't get me wrong, this sounds really great with harmony. Bill and Ted, full blown, yeah. Wait, what is that? Is that what? No, what? How do you? What is the riff from Bill and Ted? Excellent.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? Yeah, man. That's what it's all about. I mean, my favorite band being Twisted Sister. I was never initially about shredding. I was about harmony, and about great melody lines. Because We're Not Gonna Take It is one of the greatest melody lines ever written.
Yeah. So's the price.
Oh! Oh God!
How did I know that?
Yeah. Oh, how do I? No, what was the
Yeah.
I might not be in the right key. There it is.
There it is.
What is that last part? I forget it now. I just forget how it goes in my head. Oh, but oh my god.
Pretty cool, huh, Dravis?
I haven't heard that song in so long because I've been flooded with
song.
other information, but it's like, dude, I own every Twisted Sister record on vinyl. They're all signed by the band. I have a stick from AJ Pero before he died. I've got I've got what else? A stick from Mike Portnoy doing the tribute show for AJ Pero after he died. I have dude, I got all the DVDs. You remember the Twisted Christmas DVD they did a couple years ago?
I love that. I have that, as a matter of fact.
I was at that show. I'm in the crowd.
Oh, wow.
I'm in the crowd at that show, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, and oh man, it's the best. Yeah, that was right here in New Jersey, in Sayreville, New Jersey, at the Starland Ballroom.
Wow, that show right there, Twisted Christmas.
Dude,
I saw that. I have the live DVD.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, MOU Records.
MOU Records, man. New Coronavirus Mixtape, Volume 1.
There it is, right there. There's your.
There you go.
Bruce Boulay. There it was.
That's it.
I keep saying Bob Boulay, and I just didn't want to. I was being lazy and not looking it up. Bruce Boulay. Or
Well,
Boulette. I don't know how the hell you say his name.
like we were talking about Twisted Sister, man, Twisted Christmas, and I remember when I got that DVD. Here, let me get this out of your way. When I got that DVD, and it was like I was just sitting here in my chair. A couple beers. I'm just hanging out, kind of checking it out. Being a Twisted Sister fan from way back in the day, from the Stay Hungry years. And that's when I first got my taste of Twisted Sister, you know?
Yeah, man.
And I went and saw them at the Hollywood Palladium, and that was like up close and personal.
Probably just mind-blowing at the time, right?
That was crazy. I was just like, wow.
There's no fans in the world like Twisted Sister fans, man. It's
I'm telling you.
It's unbelievable. And the family that it is up here, like, dude, so check this out. I've got a little Twisted Sister tattoo. Right, let's see. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the bones.
Yeah, the bone logo. And
That's
actually
awesome.
right below my Flying V's.
That's perfect, man.
Yeah, so like I'm a massive fan of Twisted Sister. The community of Twisted Sister up here, especially in Jersey, because they're from New York, is huge. It's unbelievable. And there was nothing like it. You know, everyone showing up with Twisted Sister tattoos, comparing tattoos. It is just a lot of fun. It's a fun thing.
Well, I'm sorry, Jimmy.
No, didn't cut me off at all. I'm rambling, dude.
I wanted to ask you how, after witnessing this stuff live and having it right in my face, I will never understand how Eddie Ojeda and JJ French pulled the show off live with multiple Marshall stacks.
Yeah, I know, right?
How do you do that? The sound was pristine.
Yeah.
And it was, and my face was, I was kind of younger, so, you know, the stage kind of, I was smaller, and my head was up on the stage like that. And here I got these Marshall stacks, man, just
blaring.
bam, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how
Dude, it's crazy, right? It's crazy.
did they do that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it sounded phenomenal.
Yeah, they, don't get me wrong. Some of it is a bit of, rock and roll secrets, if you will. Some of it, some of those amps may not always be what
On.
they appear to be.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, actually, Gus G, right?
Sure, Firewind, Ozzy.
Yeah, his, hey, yes, he played for Ozzy, but the real guitar. We know who the real guitar player for Ozzy is. So, his Marshall, not his Marshall, his Randall stacks that were used on his stage are actually, a lot of them were fake, and they're actually for sale on Reverb right now. Like there's like there's a whole wall, like probably as big as the wall behind me of them, and they're like up for like $10,000 right now. But it's like it's a 3 by, I think it's a 3 cab high and 4 cabs long stack, and they're all fake. They're all only that thin.
Wow.
But, in Twisted Sister's case, most of those cabs will be on because they're big fans of AC/DC, and AC/DC turns all those cabs on.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another thing.
Oh.
Now we're talking about AC/DC.
Oh.
And I've got to ask this. Who are your favorite bands to see live?
Well, it was Twisted Sister before their retirement. I also have seen AC/DC probably 3 times. I loved AC/DC. Motley Crue was a big band of mine for a long time. I got out of that for a little bit, but I got into other types of music. But I got out of the glam kind of thing, and then I just recently listened to like Crue's first record the other day, and it just reminded me. I was like, Jesus Christ, there's so much. We were driving up. No, you know what I was listening to? I was listening to Theater of Pain. We were driving to a Big Time on the Guns gig, me and the bass player Nick, and it was absolutely awesome to listen to again for the first time. Just, it was like my ears, like my mind was just blown. There's so many things recently. Like I just said, I haven't listened to Twisted Sister in so long, but the music's in my bones at this point. It's not even, I love those bands so much that I forget sometimes, because I haven't listened to them so long, because I end up forgetting how much I love them. I listen to them again. It's like the first time all over again. AC/DC, that first record, High Voltage, is one of my favorite records of all time. And that record, if I had to pick a desert island record, it would be High Voltage by AC/DC. I could listen to that record for the rest of my life, never have any other music. However, when it comes to desert island songs, like one song forever, that's a way different question. Like, what do you think, if you had to listen to one song for the rest of your life, what do you think that song would be?
Well,
crazy question, right?
Well, I'll tell you exactly. If I had to listen to just one song, what song would that be? Feel the Shake by Jet Boy.
Really? Really? That's a cool answer. Huh.
And I'll tell you why. I can even tell you why that is. And I'm just not saying that because it's a bitchin' song. I'm saying that because the guys in the band are some of the nicest, most genuine, sweetest, kindest musicians that a person could ever meet.
Really?
And I had the founding member of Jet Boy Mr. Billy Rowe, on one of my shows. If you look on my channel,
Dude, I'll check that out, man. That's so cool.
he is also the president and CEO of Rock and Roll Relic Guitars, man.
Really?
And I highly recommend a big shout out to Mr. Billy Rowe.
Dude, yeah, give it up. Yeah, man.
The rest of the guys in Jet Boy and Rock and Roll Relic Guitars are right now, Rock and Roll Relic Guitars. If I could have a paid sponsorship for my show, it'd be Rock and Roll Relic Guitars.
That's so cool.
If I had my choice.
That is so cool.
I would take Rock and Roll Relic Guitars. The kindness that Mr. Billy Rowe has shown me personally is something that I will never forget, and is something that I cherish forever. He is a wonderful, kind person.
Wow.
And his band Jet Boy, you want to hear some good rock and roll, and you want to hear some good 3-chord, 4-chord song that will just punch you in the face.
Just slammers?
Just slammers, a.k.a. Angus and Malcolm. Malcolm.
Oh, man.
Jet Boy, Born to Fly. Check that release out, man.
Dude, that was that answer is so much better than what I would have said. Keep going.
Check out, put in Jet Boy on YouTube. Check out their older stuff. And check out their newer stuff off their newest release. I can't say enough good things about Rock and Roll Relics. It's something that I won't really talk about live on the air, but all I can really share with you is that my life changed for the better because of Billy Rowe and Rock and Roll Relics Guitars. And maybe someday, I'll do like a video vlog or something, put it on my channel and share exactly what happened. But all I can say is that Rock and Roll Relic Guitars is, and as many other guitars that I love, I've got 3 spots open in my guitar rack. I need guitars. I need 3 of them. But if I have my choice, Rock and Roll Relics would be the company that I would sign with. Rock and Roll Relics Guitars. Check them out.
I'm going to take your word for that. I'm not going to take that lightly. I'm going to be looking that up for sure.
Even Billy Rowe made a signature guitar for Joan Jett, man. Joan Jett, dude. It's called the Blackheart. It is. Wow. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
That's cool. I got to check that out. I haven't seen it yet.
But getting back to the topic, the best live bands. See, now here's where everything kind of takes a turn. Because what I like to listen to when I'm working on material or when I'm searching for the sound that's in my head and I'm trying to get it all down and record it all in my Reaper, my DAW, Jet Boy, definitely. Because they inspire me.
Yeah, man.
They inspire me to take an A, to take a D, and then all of a sudden, just use those 2 simple beginning chords.
Yeah. Dude, well, think about all those slammers throughout history that do that. Like, specifically, you said an A and a D, right?
Yeah,
Let's talk about an A and a D chord. You know, you've listened to Queen before, right?
of course. Yes. Hammer will fall.
Right?
Amazing.
That's all just an A, D, and an E, just in different inversions,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. So it's just, oh my God, it's one of the best sounds ever when that comes in. You know, what else is, you know, need I play more past that? Probably not, right? So, it just, oh God. Oh, the second, you know what else? Alice Cooper's Poison.
Yeah.
That's just a D right at the beginning.
Solid inversion, right?
Ah, it's such a wonderful, those A's and those D's, and if you play them just like that big fat, you know. What else? You know, Crazy Train. Crazy Train, that's what I was saying before about like a Desert Island song. Crazy Train is mine. I could listen to Crazy Train for the rest of my life and always hear something new in that mix for some reason. I always find something that I didn't hear before, and it's wonderful. It's so dense, like we were saying earlier. And that is really just a fancy way of playing an A, D, and an E. You know, exactly. Yeah, man, it's so true. The A and the D are so, and think about this, all the way back to Buddy Holly. A, D, and E all the time, you know? And that's, he wanted to rock, and he knew how to do it. AC/DC, E.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
E, D, and A, all day.
You know, good rock and roll, it's simple, it's easy to understand, and it makes you want to, it just fuels you. Check out,
feels good, man.
Check out the new Jet Boy stuff on YouTube.
Rock and roll is not about a sound as much as it's about a feeling. People say like, oh, how do I sound like rock and roll? It's not about that. It's not. wait, what was that? Or A, C, D, C. It's in the name, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
some of their songs are just A. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's the best. See, you understand, dude. What about this? Twisted Sister. You ready for this one? You ready? This is my favorite Twisted Sister song of all time. Oh my God! Shoot 'em down. It's all just E, D, and A.
Amazing.
Oh, it's so good. All the things you can do with just those chords. And it's like less is more in a lot of the rock and roll thing, you know?
Well, I want to tell you, I asked you who your favorite live band, favorite live experience. Now I've got a band for you. Out of all the live shows I've been fortunate enough to see in my life and to actually be a part of emotionally, spiritually, and have it from when I was a child going to the country club in Reseda, Wolf and Russ Miller's country club in Reseda, seeing Motley Crue when they first started out, Quiet Riot with Randy Rhoads, Kevin DeBro, Drew Super Chief Forsyth on drums, Kelly Garney, and then Rudy Sarzo coming in on bass, seeing Swan, Wolfgang, and that was my upbringing. That's the way I came up.
Yeah.
You know, the Marshall cabinet in your face, and just complete, just mass sheer volume.
Yeah.
That's how I learned. That's how I got into it. And then, but I gotta tell you, I discovered a band that has really, really captured my attention, got my attention right now. And they're a German band. The name is Mono Inc. Monoinc. I turned.
Let me write
I
that
was
down.
talking to my buddy Rob Ashby up in Canada, and I turned him on to Mono Inc. and sent him a few videos. He couldn't believe it. Live, and their whole vibe, and they're just completely. They just captured my attention just because of their whole image and their whole vibe, and you could tell that they really believe in what they're trying to put across, and they believe in the message that they're putting out, and it's they're the real deal. So if I could say who would be my favorite live band right now is Mono Inc. from Germany.
That's cool, man.
Check
That's
them
really
out.
cool. I got to check that. I wrote it down. I'm going to definitely check them out. That's so awesome.
It's unbelievable, unbelievable. And um, before we end here, I just wanted to ask you if you could have a sponsorship, if you could have your dream gear, if you could have any company in the world hit you up and express interest in who Jimmy Franklin is, and a little bit of what we've gotten to, me and the Dreamers have gotten to know Mr. Jimmy Franklin a little bit, and I thank you for that.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me so much. But keep going.
Who would be the companies that you want to give a shout out to right now?
Okay.
Lay it on me.
Okay. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of endorsements. Like I told you earlier that if a company told me I could play their gear exclusively, but I couldn't do any other gear ever, then I would not take it. It's just a moral thing to me, where it's like that's a little bit further across the line of being bought. You know, I like the idea of having a relationship with a company, but I don't want to be bought. So I'll tell you this: I had kind of an endorsement in a very relaxed way with a company called Franklin Straps. I currently believe, and it has nothing to do with my last name, but they just really are, like they really just are absolutely awesome. You'll see this all the time. You see this guitar strap that I use, and
that is wonderful.
And this stitching, that's how you know it's theirs. That like this arch right here, and you'll see Fender copies it sometimes, but they have some really great. They're super soft, and they feel absolutely awesome, and they come perfect all the time. It's just something about them. So Franklin Straps is a big thing that I use all the time. That's currently someone that I don't even truly endorse. I just believe in. Ibanez and Gibson are like a tie for me because both of them have things that I like. You know, like I love Ibanez feel and playability and vision for the future, but I love Gibson's glamour and glitz, and I love their rugged Americanness. You know, I love their conservative attitude at the same time as I love Ibanez's vision for the future in a weird way. But the one company that I could say genuinely I don't ever have any bad experiences with, I love all their gear more than anything, and it's part of the reason that I'm able, part of the reason that the channel, the Working Class Musician channel of mine, has gotten so popular, is orange amps.
There it is.
I love orange amps more than any amp I've ever used. I I'll run. Don't get me wrong. I'll run orange amps through Marshall cabs because I love that combination. But everything orange genuinely has something for every level of player that is of quality. You know, we said earlier about the PRS, right?
Mm-hmm.
PRS, they have they're making gear that across all levels is equally as good for the player. From all the way down low, all the way up high to the expensive stuff. They're making something for everyone, and they do not cut corners. Orange is the same way. Anything from the Terror Stamp, the tiny little, $200 Terror Stamp, all the way up to a $3,000 Dual Dark or Rocker Verb or something like that. All of that is of equal quality.
Yes.
It's just a wonderful time to be alive, and I think Orange has proven throughout the years that they care and they listen. Other companies just kind of make what they think works, or they just stick to their old habits and they don't evolve with the generations. And Orange, you could see videos of me playing Orange stuff now with this crazy, simple, high-tech rig, but you can also watch videos of Black Sabbath and AC/DC in the 50s, 60s, and 70s ripping Orange amps.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's my endorsement right there.
Orange amps.
Oh, and Line 6. I mean, I do believe in Line 6. All my digital stuff live is Line 6 wireless systems and is my Line 6 Helix. So I do believe in those as well. But ultimately, my top one, if I could have the endorsement, I'm filling out the application every week to get an Orange endorsement. All the time. I just want an Orange endorsement so badly because I believe in that company.
Yes.
So.
Well, Orange, they really, the thing I like about Orange amps is indeed the rich history. And the fact that the volume and the headroom and everything is just so clear.
Yeah,
crystal clear.
Yeah.
The tone is one of a kind.
Yeah.
And you could see why.
Yeah.
All the way in the 70s to the last performance that Led Zeppelin did at the O2 Arena, all Jimmy Page is using was Marshall and Orange.
Yeah, man.
Marshall and Orange.
Yeah.
That's it.
It is really a brilliant combination. I'm not going to lie. I love Orange, and I've had my times where I've loved Marshalls in the past. And I was a big fan also. I still have my Black Star. I used to have a bunch of Black Star gear. But obviously Black Star is derivative of Marshall. Black Star was a bunch of ex-Marshall guys that went and made their own company. And as much as I love the Marshall Black Star idea, Orange tops it for me. But the cool thing is an Orange Marshall combination is very special as well. If you put a Marshall head through an Orange cab, or if you put an Orange head through a Marshall cab, both of those combinations, and if you mix the speakers, if you put a Marshall greenback cab, and then also put an Orange cab on top of that with the Celestion Vintage 30s in it, there's a really, really special mix that happens there that I think is really cool.
Well, I'll tell you, dreamers, we've been talking to Mr. Jimmy Franklin. All of his links are down in the description box below. You could also find my support link for Artist Talk, for my various pages, Facebook, Twitter, my Instagram, my PayPal, my YouTube, Guitar Streaming 352. And don't forget, dreamers, that Artist Talk is indeed in partnership with Guitar Streaming 352. And I just want to say this. I just want to thank, before we exit here, I just want to thank Jimmy, for coming on the show today. And I would definitely like to extend an open door for you to come back.
Oh man, of course. I can't wait for the next one. That's all I'm thinking about right now. I'm really looking forward to that.
I enjoy having you here, my dreamers. And thank you for everybody in the chat room today saying hi. And thank you very much, everybody. Jimmy, if you'll hang out, if you'll hold on for a second, I'm just going to play my outro video.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And of course, anyone who's been watching, make sure to follow the Working Class Musician YouTube channel as well.
Yep,
Make sure to follow me on everything is Jimmy R. Franklin on Instagram and TikTok. Come on by, have some fun, and check it out. And yeah, and I hope to see you guys out there. Thank you so much.
Yep, follow all the links in the description box, folks. You'll be glad you did. Trust me. There's some new things coming up with Guitar Streaming 352 and a couple people I've been talking to about coming on the show.
Awesome.
You don't want to miss this. Trust. Just take my word for it. You don't want to miss this. Because I know that I'm going to be having some people coming up on Artist Talk are people that I never thought in my wildest dreams I would ever get a chance to meet.
I can't, dude. I'm so happy for you. I can't wait, man.
I'm humbled. I am beyond belief right now. Who I'm talking to, and who I've been talking to for the last 2 months. So on that note, consider subscribing. Smash that bell notifications so you don't miss out on any future content of Guitar Streaming 352, the Dreamer Girls Screencasting, my new weekly series on my channel, Artist Talk, of course, or any other pedal demos or guitar videos I put out. And most of all, please follow my guest, Jimmy Franklin. Follow my guest. Check out what he's got to offer. Jimmy is a real deal, folks.
Thank you very much, man. That means a lot.
And I endorse Jimmy 150%. Thank you, Jimmy, for
hey, man, thank
blessing me and coming on Artist Talk.
No, man, thank you for having me. This has been so much fun.
And like I said, the door is open for you to come back.
Cool, man. I can't wait.
And on that note, hey, hang out, dreamers, because not only do I have a new intro, but anybody that comes on my show, I can play 30-second MP4 audio files now. Something to think about. And now for my new outro. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. See you all at the next show. Keep dreaming, stay inspired, follow Jimmy. The dream is real, and we are here to stay. Jimmy Franklin, his bands, he's in. The Dreamer, we are here to stay. Stay inspired and be nice to the people around you. Be good to the people around you. And on that note, thanks for hanging out.
Dude, that was so much fun, man. Oh, I think we're still live. Oh, we're not?
Now the wheel just turned.